Good coffee. Good morning, everyone. I am Randy. I am the lawn care guy. December 7th, 2022. We're working on a nice residential property here, corner lot. Very, very big, healthy, mature trees on here, which is dropping a ton of leaves. Let this give you guys a good opportunity to learn to go to your properties and bid them rather than just going from Google Earth. Because if we did this from Google Earth and bid this property, it probably would have been about half the price of what we would normally charge. But coming out here and looking at this property, seeing that they have gigantic trees that just drop a ton of leaves makes a huge difference on your cleanup prices. Uh, Give you a better idea of how long it's going to take and be more profitable on your jobs without screwing the customer over or yourself, of course. We always try to run a fair price. We estimate how long it's going to do the yard. We set the price from that, and that is the price. So, yeah, I'm not going to tell you how much this property is because everybody's going to be different. But, we try to average anywhere between $80 and $100 an hour, and we did pretty good on this job. Not the best. I don't think we reached $80 an hour on this job, maybe 75. But good profit, good honest work for a pretty good pay. So I don't know if you saw there on the porch, we were struggling a little bit with getting the leaves out from underneath the covered patio furniture there. And at some point you get messing with stuff for too long. It probably would have been better just to move all that patio furniture out and blow the porch off at that time. But we struggled around it and managed to get by. Something that I do when I'm blowing my leaves around. Once I get this front piece moved up a little bit, I'll go back, look behind me, see what kind of wind has blown some trash around back behind me, and I'll go back and get that. So, not only are we just cleaning leaves up off the lawn, we're going back, cleaning up after ourselves. And all the way over there on the fence line on the right, those viney bushes that hang up on fences, there's a lot of leaves hung up into those vines on that fence. And, it makes a little bit of work getting those leaves out of there, but sure does look a lot better once those leaves are all cleaned up out of those vines. Just getting the fence line cleaned off in general really, really adds to the appearance of the property. Another kind of difficult situation when blowing leaves around is getting into corners and these AC units. You can fight those for quite a while. Just keep moving back and forth. Those leaves will come out and it will be cleaned up. You just have to keep working yourself back and forth till they're all cleaned up. And like I say, I look behind me after I'm done cleaning up a portion and go back and clean up what I've missed. Of course, these people pay for a leaf cleanup, and that's exactly what we do. Now, the guy on the walking through the fence right there, he's using Echo 8010, and it does have quite a bit of volume of air. I really can't necessarily say that I would choose that Echo over this still, but it's a great blower. Foreshadowing, I suppose. When you get both of you guys working together in unison, sometimes it's pretty fun to be able to push big piles of leaves pretty good distance away. You can see you just keep on making alleyways to get out of that fence because that's the only escape for the leaves. Just open up an area right there so that we can continue to get all these leaves from the backyard on out to the side yard. And without a second blower here, this would take quite a while to get these leaves out of the fence. And well, you'll see what I'm talking about here shortly. Those leaves have to turn a corner to get out of that gate. And blowing sideways here, I'm just blowing right back to the house. And if he wasn't there, pushing those leaves right back out the gate, you just keep blowing back and forth across the gate. And the finished product isn't going to look as good as if you have two blowers or one steady blower just sitting there at the entrance helping those leaves move on out the gate. Now, when I said when you get two people together and you're pushing leaves along and you're making a good dent and stuff, this is where it kind of becomes fun. Feels really productive pushing these leaves around like this. As you can see, just working in unison, getting a ton of airflow running through there. I don't even know what the airflow on these machines are. 4, 6, let's say 1,200 cubic feet of air per second. That's a ton of air. That is a ton of air moving leaves along. Not necessarily the best thing to work side by side all the time and move leaves. It does help. It does help. But sometimes, just move along, do your own thing, do your own section of the yard. Keep moving those leaves to a good area to be sucked up by the Billy Goat 29 horse debris loader. What a fantastic machine. But as you can see, we're here just gonna keep working on this side of the house. At some point, I would like to have a push around, like a Little Wonder or a Skag or a Billy Goat push behind blower, just so we can move these piles around a little bit easier. Another thing that we did last year, we had lawnmowers out here pushing these piles around, which made it quite a bit quicker, but we're not in a hurry today. It's the only job we did today. So, just brought one trailer, brought our backpack blowers, and we're going to just take our time, blow everything to the driveway. As you can see, she has a really nice lawn, and it wasn't overgrown or anything, so the leaves were fairly easy to push around. If you do blow leaves around and the grass is tall, you do want to upcharge for that because that does add quite a bit of time. That tall grass just grabs a hold of those leaves. But this shortcut grass, Bermuda, I can't even think of the name of it right now, but that is the grass. So anyway, done with the drone shots, and I'm just going to leave you guys to a little bit of GoPro footage sped up. I believe it's 8 times speed. It is. And yes, enjoy. All right, here you'll notice that it's just me blowing, but Echo 8010 broke down on us. Nothing catastrophic. I think that it's, I don't think, it's a fuel issue, whether it be carburetor or a filter, something like that. I don't know. There's a fuel issue with it. It didn't want to stay running. Even with your finger on the trigger, giving it gas, it just didn't want to stay running, let alone starting. It was really hard to start. So we went out, I didn't. My partner here went out and got an Echo 9010. Came back, I don't know, 15 minutes later with a new Echo 9010. And it's quite the machine, let me tell you. Is it a whole bunch better than the 8010? I'm not really sure, because I myself didn't notice a difference. But he said that he thinks that he can tell a difference in the CFM of the 9010 over the 8010. So what I'm thinking is, if he says that he thinks that he can tell, that means there's not much difference in the 8010 over the 9010. But they're not making the 8010s no more, so the 9010s is what you get. Excuse me. But I do know one thing on the fuel consumption on both the Steel BR800, the Echo 9010, and the Echo 8010. The fuel consumption on those is pretty much right at 1 tank per hour of blowing. And that's continuous blowing. So I don't know how much fuel they hold, but that is pretty fuel efficient to be running one of these machines full bore, wide open the entire time. And right here is a good example of why you don't want to work ahead of yourself. You know, there's a pile right here next to the evergreen that I could blow and go ahead and clean the ground off, but I'm not cleaning behind a little section of wall right there off to my right. You know, if you clean up the area in front of that wall and then come back and clean up the flower garden behind that, you're just going to make another mess. So don't do a thorough cleanup in front of yourself. Always wait till you've gone past that area that you need to do a thorough cleanup on. Make sure everything's cleaned up and keep going with your flow. Definitely don't want to go back and redo stuff that you've already done. That's pretty annoying and a waste of time. This footage here, it kind of got me a little woozy while I was blowing up underneath this tree, but I did want to talk about this area right here. This is the gutter in the street. You may wonder why I'm going ahead and blowing back over it like this. They had a lot of caked up leaves in the gutter. There was, you know, wet leaves just stuck to the ground, plus all the acorns. If I'm coming from the back, just like this right here, trying to clean that gutter out, you're going to have a harder time if you just come at it at one direction. This right here is the part that got me a little woozy up underneath this tree. And I'm sorry for the camera action. I didn't have any place to put the GoPro at this time. When I come back over here to the street, I'll show you what I'm talking about blowing these gutters out. So we do have that evergreen right there that we gotta move all these leaves around, move them under and around the tree, try and get them out from under there. That's quite a chore in itself. So anyways, let's get back to the gutter right here. If you were to blow in one space, a lot of times you wouldn't pick up the stuff that's stuck to the ground. So what I like to do is go on the far side of where I'm going, start blowing on the back side of it. All these other leaves and acorns is going to act like a sandblaster and clean that gutter out for you, so you don't have to spend a lot of time just trying to dig up wet, nasty leaves out of that gutter. And it, in my opinion, it makes for a better final product, running those leaves over itself. And like I say, it kind of sandblasts the area and gives you a really nice finish. Now, I really considered cutting this portion out because this underneath the tree, I'm sorry for the camera work, but yeah, it's pretty shaky and not the best to watch, but I do want you guys to see just all the leaves that we have to move. It's a lot of leaves. It's a lot of leaves. And now he's back with his brand new 9010, going straight to work with it. I don't know if there's a break-in period on uh, leaf blowers or not, but we fired this one up and went straight to work with it. So we'll see in the long run if that hurts or helps. I imagine it's okay. It's what they're built for. Now I'm going to go back behind that wall and do my final cleanup on that. And a random USPS guy comes walking through, just out of nowhere. Okay, come on through, guy. You can see right there, those leaves are clear up to my waist. The branches hanging down on this evergreen really like to hold on to the leaves. So we're going to spend a little while working all these leaves from under and around this tree. Right there, what you're looking at is the Echo 9010. Judge for yourself. Can your blower do that? Can your blower not do that? Uh, I do like the 8010 and the 9010 for the power that they have, but they're really uncomfortable on the backs. I don't think anybody beats the Stihl as far as comfort goes. The 8010 and the 9010, it has such a long tube on it on the front. That gets really tiring moving that big wand around at the end of the day. It's just it's an obnoxiously long tube. I wouldn't want that during normal lawn mowing season, just cleaning up sidewalks and driveways. That's just way too much blower for that, in my opinion. I guess some people could say that about the BR800 as well, but the BR800 is just not as big and bulky as the Echo products are. And running them every day, again, like I say, that Stihl is way more comfortable than the Echo for sure. Here I'm blowing my blower right in his face just to get his attention because when we're out here doing this, we can't hear each other for nothing. But needed to get an extra blower into these bushes right here. Get a little conflicting air, mix those leaves up into those bushes. Makes them come out a lot easier and better. Makes a cleaner product. Just blowing one direction on them, the leaves get caught up in all the other leaves, the healthy leaves in there just get caught up. Hard to blow out. Get another blower in there, get leaves going in the opposite directions, and you can clean those flower beds out a lot easier and better. But again, we're just going to keep on working around this evergreen, trying to move all these leaves. There's quite a bit not pictured. Again, the main focus is just get all these over to the driveway. If you guys haven't yet, please go back and check out my other video. I think it's called Leaf Tornado, 29 horse Billy Goat debris loader, because my preferred method. Here it goes. She comes outside because she knows she's got a lot of leaves and she likes to show off how many leaves she has. So she's going to come out and take a couple of oh wow pictures. But yeah, our goal is to get all the leaves to the driveway. We could do a curbside and blow all these leaves to the curb and walk around with the suction hose on the debris loader. But that thing's pretty heavy, and it wears you out pretty quick swinging that hose around. So what I like to do is just move everything to the driveway. You don't need any rakes. You don't need anybody holding the intake hose. You just need your blowers. Lay the intake hose down on the ground and blow all your leaves right into it. Once we get all these leaves down here, you'll see how quickly it goes and how much easier it is. Do a final cleanup back there and continue to push to the driveway. Those sticks that he just threw by, the Billy Goat debris loader will suck those up and chew those up into nothing. But sometimes when you get a longer piece, it will get caught up in the hose and you'll get a little clog that you'll have to undo. So right here, he's starting the debris loader up. I'm getting suited up, and you can see that the debris loader is running full speed. It's got a little portion sucked out from the middle there. All right, the BR 800 with the side start. Watch how handy this is. Boom, here we go. So we just point our nozzle at the intake of the debris loader. Watch how far I walk back and watch how many leaves this thing intakes. The amount of leaves that this thing has taken in by the time I'm done with this, if you were to have raked all of those leaves in to the debris loader, you would have already have had to have gone back and blown all of your leaves back into that section so that the guy loading the debris loader can have leaves to blow. So right here, I'm guessing I'm about 40 foot back when that little wall of leaves stopped. So I was blowing leaves 40 feet into the debris loader. You just can't do that with a rake. And that was a lot of leaves that I just put in there. So the dam started, so he goes up here and starts making his own run, and watch how far back he moves. I just think it's so cool how far away and how many leaves you can blow into there just by blowing them. No work at all. All you're doing is pulling the trigger on your blower, and it just makes it so much easier and quicker. And here I'm helping him move volume of leaves. And look how far back we are. All of those leaves are going into the debris loader. All of those leaves. And there we have a dam piled up and you can't blow no more. So we're going to start moving everything forward again. I'm going to start supplying him with leaves, and he's going to continue to blow those on in there. Now again, if he had a rake, he wouldn't be able to handle all of this portion in front of him. That's why I think just doing it with blowers is way quicker. I don't see anybody on the YouTubes or forums or anything like that talking about blowing their leaves into the debris loader. Every one of them that I see, they got a rake or they're outside holding on to the intake hose. And that thing is heavy, folks. That thing is heavy and it will wear you out. So we got one guy supplying the tube, and I am back here supplying him. So we'll just keep on working these. And another reason, if you haven't gone back and watched the video of the leaf tornado and understand why I like to put leaves in the driveway, with these leaves being in the driveway like this, you cannot move these leaves around as easily on the grass as you can on cement. So anytime I get a chance, I put the leaves on the driveway, because when they're on the cement, the air will loft these leaves up a lot better. You can move them further. You can move them more. You move more leaves in a shorter amount of time. So they're all here on the blacktop driveway. And again, he's just going to keep feeding it, and I'm going to keep feeding him. Have a little sip of Joe here. Oh, yeah. This was a ton of leaves. That's a 14-foot trailer with 3-foot sides and 4-foot extensions on it. So that's a 7 by 14 by 7, which I think is close to 20 cubic yards. Don't quote me on that because I'm not looking it up right now. I just think. And that's a ton of leaves that we're putting in there. Quite literally, that's more than a ton of leaves we're putting in there. And I'll work from behind and just start moving this pile up. You can really see how that, once we start moving these piles up and condensing it instead of just running lines through the leaves, you can see how it really shortens it down. And here we go, the exhaust hose on the Billy Goat debris loader. We just have that exhaust hose sitting on there. We don't have it strapped on or anything like that. So this is something that happens. I think that was the 4th time it's happened, but we do have a ratchet strap on that now. So I'm going to start pushing this back to him, start feeding him some more leaves. And we're going to keep going at it. And I think I run out of gas here real shortly. Yeah, I run out of gas. And the only reason I go and get the rake is because I didn't want to waste battery time on my drone by filling up my gas tank. I wanted to have some content going of the leaves going into the debris loader. So I just kept things moving and did not fuel up. So we would have done this entire property without using a rake at all, but the drone battery died, so I just wanted to keep things moving. Right there, she died. Out of gas. Look how tall those leaves are. That's clear up to my chest. That is clear up to my chest of leaves. Uh, there's really just no way to describe how many leaves are here, but it is a lot. And here's another downside to force feeding your debris loader is you will get clogs taking in too much leaves at one time and there it just decided to suck itself to the ground. But if you blow your leaves into the debris loader, you're going to allow that debris loader to process those leaves a lot quicker. And here we go, raking some leaves in here. And I believe that we're going to have one more exhaust hose failure. Here I am raking leaves in it, and he's blowing them. He's got his eyes on the tube. Thought that was a piece of plastic there, but it was just a piece of cardboard. So boom, there goes the exhaust hose. Here I go. Hey, the hose came off. Shit. All right. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. That's all I got for you. I'm about ready to turn the drone off. We're going to go dump the trailer, come back, finish this up. Sorry the battery died. Have a good day. We'll see you.